Welcome to 5-Minute Bedtime Stories, brought to you by TaleBot, your child's AI storyteller. Want to create a bedtime story for your child? Visit talebotai.com/create. Now, let's sit back and enjoy the story.
Helen and the Missing Hat, a whimsical adventure in the woods. A special bedtime story for Helen. Once upon a time, in a cozy little house nestled by the edge of a magical forest, there lived a sweet little girl named Helen. Helen was just a year old, but she had a heart full of curiosity and a mind full of wonder. Every evening, as the sun began to set and the stars started to twinkle in the sky, Helen's parents would tuck her into bed and read her stories. But tonight, Helen's parents had a special surprise for her. They had a brand new story, one that would take her on an enchanting journey in the woods. As they gathered around Helen's bed, her parents opened the book titled Helen and the Missing Hat. The pages were filled with beautiful illustrations of a bear and his adventures in search of his beloved hat. It was a story that would make Helen giggle, wonder, and fall in love with the magic of storytelling. The story began with a bear, just like the one in the book, who woke up one morning to find that his hat was missing. The bear loved his hat dearly, and he simply couldn't bear to be without it. So, he decided to embark on a grand adventure through the forest to find his hat. One by one, the bear met different animals in the forest and politely asked if they had seen his hat. He asked a squirrel, a rabbit, and even a fox, but alas, none of them had seen his precious hat. As Helen listened intently, her imagination came alive, and she could almost see the bear and the other animals in the forest. She loved animals, and she couldn't wait to find out who the bear would meet next. Just when the bear was starting to lose hope, he stumbled upon a wise and gentle deer. The deer asked the bear a simple question: "What does your hat look like?" The question made the bear pause and think. And then, suddenly, his memory sparked, and he remembered exactly where he had left his hat. With renewed determination, the bear rushed back to the spot where he had last seen his hat, and there it was, right where he had left it. The bear was overjoyed and couldn't contain his excitement. He put his hat back on his head and danced with pure happiness. Helen's eyes sparkled with delight as she imagined the bear dancing joyfully in the forest. The story had captured her imagination completely, and she couldn't wait to hear what happened next. The bear, grateful to the deer for helping him remember, went back to each animal he had asked before and thanked them. The squirrel, the rabbit, and even the fox were surprised to see the bear with his hat, but they were happy for him nonetheless. As the story reached its climax, Helen was filled with anticipation. She hoped the bear would find more friends and perhaps have more adventures in the forest. She wondered if he would meet any other magical creatures or solve more mysteries. With a gentle smile, Helen's parents continued reading the story. The bear, now reunited with his hat, went back to his cozy home in the woods, filled with gratitude and joy. And as he settled down for a peaceful night's sleep, he knew that he would always cherish his hat and the memories of his exciting adventure. As Helen's parents finished reading the story, they kissed her goodnight and tucked her in. Helen's imagination was still buzzing with the magical world she had just explored. The story had brought her comfort and joy, and she couldn't wait for tomorrow's adventure, both in her dreams and in the real world. As Helen closed her eyes, she whispered, "Thank you for the story, Mommy and Daddy. I love you." And with a heart full of happiness, she drifted off to sleep, knowing that she would always have wonderful stories to dream about and cherish. And so, in the quiet of the night, Helen's dreams were filled with forests, talking animals, and a bear who had found his missing hat. The story had taken her on a whimsical adventure, and she knew that tomorrow would bring even more magical tales to explore.
Thank you for joining us on this enchanting journey. If you enjoyed tonight's story, remember, the magic doesn't have to end here. Craft your own adventure with TaleBot by visiting talebotai.com/create. And as a special treat, use the coupon code TALE99 at checkout to get your bedtime story for just 99 cents, instead of the usual $2.99. Sweet dreams, and until our next tale.